Hello. Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. I made a mistake there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Horse Center. I promise we're here. We were just hiding for a minute there. I am Wild Jamie, and with me is the stupendous Swiss Army Sean, the most excellent co-host anyone could have. And our special guest tonight is someone I am so excited to get on the show. I've been wanting to get him on for quite some time, and we finally got him in probably the most exciting time of his life. That is Jockey Jareth Loveberry. Welcome to the show, Jareth.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And Jareth has had probably the most exciting 2023. Lots of ups and downs already. We will get into all of those details. But Jareth, I would just like to give a little bit of background. You guys all know I am a Beulah Park graduate. I come from humble beginnings. And that is where I met Jareth probably like 20 years ago. Maybe we shouldn't say that. We shouldn't give our age away here, but it's been quite some time. I had not had the chance to see Jareth in about a decade. Recently ran into him at fairgrounds, and I could not be prouder and more happy for someone who is such a kind, good-hearted, intelligent, talented person coming up from those humble beginnings where we all started to like really hit the big stage in a phenomenal way. So happy for you, Jareth.
Thank you. Beulah Park, the school of hard knocks. You make it through there, you can make it anywhere.
Amen. You are not wrong. So, Jareth, let's get a little bit of your background briefly before we move into the exciting events going on lately. So, How did you get your start in racing? Have you always been knowing that you were going to be a jockey, or what happened there?
No, I started working at a thoroughbred horse farm when I was 12 years old. I'd walk across the street, start cleaning stalls, and we were just trying to make a little bit of money growing up. We didn't have a whole lot, but we had to work. We had to earn everything we had.
Yeah, and that has definitely carried you through. I remember you being one of the hardest workers at Beulah Park. I can only imagine that your work ethic is still the exact same now because everyone raves about you. You've got such a great reputation on the track. And that is something that is not given easily around the racetrack. You have to earn every bit of good rep that you have, right?
Oh, everything. Yeah. Like I always tell bug riders, young riders, you work your ass off until you get it. And once you get it, you work harder because somebody out there is trying to get your spot. So you just got to work.
The only thing harder than getting to the top is staying at the top. That's for sure. Okay. And also, Jareth, just kind of fast forwarding quickly through your career, you rode in the Midwest a lot. You were at a lot of smaller tracks like Beulah Park, Mountaineer Park, all of those things. So you grew up paying your dues, there's no doubt. And you always won plenty of races. But you really started getting national recognition and getting the attention of the racing world when you relocated to Arlington Park. So tell us a little bit about that whole situation, winning your first riding title there. Like, just give us a little background on that.
I mean, once you're winning at Arlington, it is like a national because, when I grew up, Arlington was top notch. I mean, you have the best riders there, some of the best trainers, and it was just Arlington. So getting my opportunity to go there with Larry and my agent Steve Leving, it really worked out. We won a lot of races, and I was able to move my family up there. And to the demise, it's sad, but winning at Arlington, it really picks people's heads like, oh, okay, maybe this jock is for real. So just got good opportunities from there and just made it count.
Yes, no doubt. And that is when I really started following you again, because as I said, we kind of almost grew up together, right? But then I saw you, always doing well. But when you started winning like the Arlington title, I was like, holy cow, like he's really made it big. And then it was so devastating to see it shut down. But honestly, it hasn't really hurt your career. I was so worried. I'm like, oh my gosh, like Jareth just found this great spot. He's doing so well. I hope this doesn't kill his momentum. But it hasn't at all. I mean, you had this major injury here at Fairgrounds that took you out for several weeks, and you still finished third in the standings at one of like the premier racetracks in the country. It hasn't slowed you at all. I mean, you're headed to the Kentucky Derby, So how did you feel when you first heard that Arlington was closing? Were you like terrified? I mean, what was going through your head?
It was a little bit scary, especially, having such successful meets there. I wasn't really sure, like, man, what are we going to do? But being with Larry Ravelli and Chris Block, just sticking with good train. I mean, they can win anywhere. They won races at Kentucky and New Orleans, and I mean wherever they ship, they win races. So being able to have a couple good stables behind me, that's always helped.
Absolutely. So fast forwarding again, because we've got a lot to get through here. Like I said, you've got so much going on. Tell us about your injury earlier this year. What exactly happened there? What was going through your brain knowing that Two Phils is running in Derby preps? I mean, ugh.
Yeah, that was hard. Had a little incident in the starting gate. Horse got fractious and tried getting off. My leg got stuck, and I was just laying on the ground. I knew something was wrong, and I was like, just went. First thing that came to my head is like, oh my gosh, Phil's supposed to be running in 3 weeks, and how am I gonna go through this? And I made it through, and I got lucky. It was just a small hairline fracture, and tough it out.
Yeah. How's your leg doing? Obviously, you're riding like it's not affecting you at all, but how's it feel?
No, it's actually pretty good. I mean, if it gets hit, obviously it's sore, but walking, riding, running, no issues.
Okay, wonderful.
That's something we talk about a lot here is you have 100 people back you up. So you kind of had to come back early to make sure you didn't lose that ride, right?
Maybe a week early, but I was walking around getting on horses before, so I could have handled it another week, but sometimes you got to gut it out.
Jockeys are a different breed.
And I'm sure when you won the Jeff Ruby Stakes, you didn't feel it at all, right?
No, well, kind of. So obviously during the race it didn't hurt. I mean, after the race it didn't hurt. I was ecstatic, but going to pull up, he was really strong, and the outrider went to help pull me up, and the horse's hip slammed right into my leg.
Whoa. Ouch.
So yeah, it was a little painful there, but no, I mean, throughout that night, I was like, I didn't feel any of the pain at all. It was on cloud 9 for probably a couple days.
Wonderful. So can you just run us through that race? Just give us a little recap of the whole race, the things you were feeling, all that.
I was really confident in the horse after he trained at Fairgrounds in his 2 races there, going into the Jeff Ruby, and I was looking at the race, looking at the other horses, and I'm just like, man, I think this could set up really well for us. So there's like 3 speed horses. I think I get covered up early and have them relax. And just sitting on the backside, I'm like, oh man, I got a lot of horse. And one horse, the favorite on the inside, he kind of started moving. So I was like, all right, let's keep up with him. And I just kind of nudged him just a little bit, and he just, whoop, he took me. I'm like, oh man, I got plenty. Let's just wait. And we turned for home. I just smooshed him a little bit, and he just took off.
Awesome. So what was that feeling when you crossed the wire and knew where you would be going?
I put my head down. I'm like, I just said, thank you. I mean, thanks for giving me this opportunity. And, oh man, I don't even know. I don't even know how much of it has set in yet.
Yeah.
But it is surreal being from where I was just 3 weeks before that, laying on the ground, not knowing if I could ride that horse that day. It was pretty surreal.
Yeah, I think you're going to be one of those heartwarming stories that we see covered that day of the Derby. And everyone's going to be like, yeah. Oh, we got a quick comment here. And then Sean, I got you. I'm so sorry. I just can't help it. We've got comments coming in already. Willie Martinez says, Jamie has been so excited for this particular interview. Congrats to Jareth on his big win, his awesome comeback and determination, and now moving on to the big dance. Well-deserved, my friend. Absolutely.
Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Hollywood.
Grandma Horse Racing says, winning is fun. Could not agree more. All right, winning, go ahead, Sean.
Well, I was going to say now on Two Phils, usually the Jeff Ruby Stakes winner is kind of dismissed right away because, they're not going to do anything in the Derby. But the difference with this horse is it did get 3rd in the Risen Star Stakes, and it did get 2nd in the LeCompte.
Right.
So,
and he won at Churchill last year.
Yeah. So
I like that race going into it too. Yeah, the street sense. He already won at Churchill, and he just got beat in the Risen Star against Angel of Empire, who won the Arkansas Derby. So that wasn't bad races in itself. So I really believe in this horse. I really do.
Now, you've been on this horse. How big, because they always make a big deal about the post position coming up in 3-4 weeks. Do you have a particular where you want this horse, or this really doesn't matter with this horse?
Not really. I've thought about it. I believe me and my wife talked just number 8 that's her favorite number. 16 is my favorite number. 11's kind of our number. We got married 11, 11, 11, so that'd be all right number too. So 8, 11, 16, just sentimental numbers, not really think about post position too much.
Nice. Now the other thing, get back to your career, you never had everything handed to you right in the beginning. Mm-hmm. I'd say the last 5 years is when you've really taken off. Do you remember that switch? Do you know what the switch was? And I'm sure it's more opportunity than you, but talk about that switch. Did you feel that? What was different?
Just opportunity, just able to ride the right horses at the right time. I think a lot of it's timing. You get in the right position at the right time, and that's what launches careers. So I can't necessarily tell like what it was, but it's just keep going, and you got the opportunity, you can make it happen.
What about now? Two Phil's is obviously going to be your favorite horse ever if he gets you in the Kentucky Derby. But what about some of the other favorite horses you ever ridden?
Oh, there was a filly, Have You Gone Away? Oh, I love that girl, and I go see her. I call her Mama. She would, for like probably 2 or 3 years, she'd be in the back of her stall, but she'd be the only one. She would come right to me, and I mean, I love that horse. She was actually a really, really nice horse. She went on to win a couple graded stakes in Saratoga, and she's in Japan now. Since they're buying all the good ones, they bought her too.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow. She racing over there?
No, she's a broodmare.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. That's awesome too that you're following up with some of those. See, people don't realize how close the jockeys get too with the horses when they're on them.
Yeah. Yep, I got a filly in here. Her name is Ouvray. I would give her candies all winter. And for Chris Block, she's won a lot of races. She's a really nice filly. She Can't Sing's another one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I just say her name. They prick their ears, and they know where they're getting candies.
No question. Oh wow! So how are you guys celebrating? Heading to the Kentucky Derby. I love Stacy. She's so much fun. That's also someone from Beulah Park.
Yeah.
So what's going on there? Have you guys celebrated at all yet, or are you waiting till after the Derby? What's the plan?
We kind of celebrated a little bit the night of the Jeff Ruby, but since then it's just been planning. Planning's been actually kind of stressful. Tickets, who's there, this, that, and it's a lot.
It is, but it's a good lot. That's the kind of work you
problem.
Want on your plate.
No, it's the problem I want. Exactly.
This would be the biggest moment of your riding career. I don't know what your other one was, but how do you deal with you going to sleep a lot that night, or you going to sleep not at all that night?
No, we didn't sleep much that night at all. We're just laying there. It's like 2 a.m. It's like, are you sleeping? No, I'm not sleeping. I can't sleep. Is this happening? It was pretty cool. Having space there to be there in the winner's circle coming back. It was pretty special.
What about the night before the Derby?
Oh, I was pretty relaxed. I mean, even now, going into what 3.5 weeks left, I'm confident in the horse. So I think that takes a lot of the nerves out of it. I'll probably get a little bit more nervous coming up, maybe, but I think the horse is ready. I think he's doing good. I think if you're not prepared, then you get more nervous. So I think he's well pointed for this race.
And that's another difference between jockeys and other sports. Is other sports, they would just take these 3 weeks off and say, I'm not risking it at all, and I'm on this mount. Right. You can't do that. That's different. Today's sports, that's what they do. They would say, hey, I'm not playing. Oh,
I get a rest night. Yeah. No.
We've got a comment here coming from Chris. Rooting for you and 2 Phils and connections in the Derby. You and Larry Ravelli are a dominant duo. Absolutely. And a comment from Sean Patrick Nolan. So happy for Jareth. We'll be rooting for him on Derby Day. Loved being at Colonial last year and seeing him and Ravelli on fire. Yes, you guys are an absolutely phenomenal team. When you come to Presque Isle on Ravelli, I'm like, yeah, why do we even show up this day? But, And we have a comment here from someone who is near and dear to both of us. I'm confident in you. Yes. How are you? How are you? And
thank you, Mom. Love you.
Yes, she's amazing. And also her husband, which is something I just kind of wanted to touch on briefly because that's another person near and dear to both of us. Your father-in-law, actually, Stacy's father, he's been going through some health issues lately, but I know how much following you and following this journey of Two Phils has meant to him. Him and my mom are actually very close. He used to gallop for my mom back at Beulah Park. So I would hang out with Rob every day. He was over at my mom's barn all the time. But she keeps me updated and she's like, oh man, he's so excited. He's just always talking about Jareth and this whole thing with Two Phils and headed to the Derby. I mean, what has this meant to you to kind of share in this with Rob as he's going through this really hard time right now?
And it's kind of crazy that this horse, he's become our horse. So when he got diagnosed last year, it was really tough. I took off my horses. I mean, my wife will tell you, I don't take off for much. It's
right.
But it was scary. So I took off racing, went and saw him in Erie, Pennsylvania, and Two Phils was getting entered to run in Minnesota. And Larry and my agent like, you don't have to go. But I'm like, no, I really like this horse. And it was Two Phils. I mean, so I went to Minnesota. I rode this horse. It was the first horse I rode once he was diagnosed. And I won that race. And I told him, I'm like, this is our horse. And now he's become this. It's pretty special.
Yes, for sure. And Rob and Karen, we love you. Sending love here from Tampa, Florida. Sending love from Keeneland. Sending love from everywhere. Love you guys so much. Anything you need, don't hesitate to contact me and my mom, obviously, Jareth. So, yes. And the comments are just flying in here. So, I'm going to try and cover some of these. Sorry, Sean, I keep jumping in front of you. Willie Martinez, this horse is not going to get the credit that he deserves, in my opinion. He's a live underdog come first week of May. Trainer Larry Ravelli is an awesome horseman. I'm happy for him and the owners. He's my bet. I've already told everyone. Two Phils, that's where I'll spend my money that I have at TVG that I keep forgetting to bet. Put it all on Two Phils.
I don't think he's the forgotten horse. I think he's that horse that everybody mentions their top 4 or 5, and then they go, but you can't forget Two Phils too. So he's like right there on the border.
Oh, he's honest. I mean, he tries really hard, and he can be right there. I think he will be.
I've heard a lot of positive buzz about Two Phils. I think that a lot of people are going to keep him in their picks for sure. And from Karen, I love you, my beautiful Jamie Breck. Oh, love you too. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. Okay, and Grandma Horse Racing, says, Willie, I love underdogs. They are the ones that make the fans like me love the sport. This is definitely a heart pick, like I said. On the day of the Derby, they really showcase these horses that have special stories behind them. I predict that this is definitely going to be one of those stories for sure, with the injury and then with Rob as well, being there, rooting you on with this horse. I mean, the whole thing. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of buzz about it.
Have you had anybody reach out to you yet?
For what?
I don't know, like one of those, NBC or TVG, they'll have those stories.
Not about that. I've had a news station down here contact me. They're supposed to see me a week before the Derby, but not like the big stations.
It's coming.
Well, yeah,
get ready.
And I could put a word in for FanDuel TV if you definitely.
There you
go. There we go. I could definitely get that hooked up.
Oh yeah.
I lost my train of thought. So go ahead, Jamie.
Oh, I got tons of comments. We could do this all night. Okay, from John De Silva. What is the plan for riding Derby week? Will you try to ride at Churchill to get used to the track?
Yeah, I've been to Churchill before, and my plan is riding Keeneland and then into Churchill for the rest of the summer.
So I would also like to briefly touch on, you recently made the move to Keeneland. Just kind of let everyone know how that's going, how you like it. I mean, you're officially big time now, Jareth. So come on, fill us in. How is it?
No, I love Keeneland. Keeneland is probably one of my favorite tracks. That and Arlington Park, they're close 1-2. and just getting here and getting back to work. I got an agent, Matt Musicer, he has Tyler Gaffleon, and just hitting the ground, just going out there, seeing the people. We're getting on horses, and I mean, I love Keeneland. It's a good opportunity.
Of course. Who doesn't love Keeneland? I've never had someone come on here and say, yeah, Keeneland sucks, but you got to do what you got to do.
well, like we talked about earlier in the show, and what I wanted to ask too is, how much do you look at, I need to get on speed horses, or I need to get a lot closer to the pace after you see days like today where it's all speed? And you see that a lot at Keeneland.
Well, you see that, and then you'll have a race where, like, okay, I need the speed, and 3 of them will, like, send for it, and then you'll have a closer. It's like, oh, well, maybe it's closing today. No, it's just how the race comes, falls apart sometimes.
Yeah.
We've got another comment here. I'm sorry, there's so many, Sean. Just cut me off whenever you want, because it's going to be hard to keep up with. We got a lot of people tuning in. Grandma Horse Racing says, to see and hear a jockey talk about the horse with love and compassion, I'm an instant fan. Yes, Jareth has always had a heart for the horses. That's always been a big part of his whole personality, along with the super, super hard worker. Like I said, this success could not happen to a better person and to a better family. I love your whole family. You know, I adore Stacy and the kids. I hadn't got to meet them, but they're adorable. So happy for all of you guys.
Thank you.
So speaking of Keeneland, do you have any mounts coming up that you're really excited about?
Yeah, one of my favorite horses is in Saturday, Ouvre. She's in a stake on the grass on Saturday, the 8th race, I believe.
Perfect.
You like so what do you like better, the turf or the dirt?
I like turf. I love turf racing. It's, I don't know, it's smooth. It's almost like an intellect race. You have to ride smart. You have to ride patient. I don't know. I love it.
And you don't have the kickback in the dirt, right?
Yeah, that's another positive too, I guess.
We've got a question here from Sean Patrick Nolan. Remember the name One Time Mo. Didn't win, but a great third, closing first time on the turf.
Yeah, she ran good today.
Yes, absolutely. And another comment here. Great ride, Jareth. And another comment from Willie Martinez. He's enjoying this show. Indeed, and the sport gets more positive energy with stories like this one. The reality is each horse has such a great story of their own. That's what's great about horse racing. Absolutely. 100%. That's what brings the fans to the stands. We know we need more of that in racing in America.
Yeah. And honestly, it should be done more than just Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont Day.
100%. 100% agree.
Agreed. So, Jareth, this might be kind of an obvious question because it probably is the Jeff Ruby Stakes, but maybe not. What do you think has been your best moment in racing where you just were like, wow, this is what I've put in all the work for. This is it.
Yeah, as of right now, it would be the Jeff Ruby, just because of the implications. It means it's going a big Derby prep race, and getting into the Derby. It's like, wow. Okay, maybe hard work is paying off.
And also considering you've got so much experience in this industry now, you've kind of been all over the place. You've had lots of ups and downs. What would your best advice be to a young person who's wanting to break into this industry?
I mean, work. I mean, like I said earlier, that's why I always tell the younger riders. And another thing is, like I told somebody else the other day, it's like when I was at the smaller tracks, I mean, you can learn from everybody. Everybody knows how to win in their own way, and you just learn from everybody. You pick up little things that might work for you, and I've been, all over the place and just learned from different people. And I think it's helped create me to what I am now, just more polished, I guess, than what I was, and learn from different people, learn different things. So I think that working hard, I think that's the most I can give advice to somebody.
Who are the jockeys that you learned the most from?
T.D. Houghton, Scott Spieth, Deshaun Parker.
Good ones.
A lot of wins right there. A lot of wins.
No kidding.
And the nicest people too. They've all been on the show.
Yes, all friends of the show, and we love all of them.
Yeah.
We've got another comment here. He's having the time of his life, guys. Willie Martinez says, shout out to my man Radek. We love you and miss you at PID. Also, Jareth's wife, Stacy. I'm sure she's going to look beautiful on Derby Day. Hats on, girl. Yes, absolutely. I can't wait to see that.
I don't know why Willie just didn't join you, and it'd be priceless.
Right next to me.
Come sit here with me. Absolutely.
Yeah. He should just come on and say girl. I want to hear him say girl like he spelled it out there.
Oh, trust me. He will. Don't dare him. He'll come right out. Yeah, babe, come on out. They want to hear you say that in live and in person. And we've got a question here from Grandma Horse Racing. How do you stay mentally strong, especially coming up on the Derby? That's a good one. How do you not get rattled?
Like I said, I think I'm knowing the horse is prepared. I think when you're not prepared for something, I think that's when you get nervous. It's like an exam is tomorrow, but I haven't studied. I have to rush into it tonight. Right. No, I'm doing the homework. I'm watching these other horses. I'm checking on my horse. And I think being prepared is what makes you more calm and relaxed and ready to go.
So once again, doing the work.
Yeah, that was another question I was going to ask. How much do you study on the other horses? You're going to study to where they're to be positioned and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. I've been watching. I was talking to my wife about it. I was like, man, a lot of these horses, they're all winning like the same way. They're all sitting off of it, and finishing down the lane. You know, you're not having a lot of speed horses this year. It's different.
Right.
Yeah, and you have that one speed horse. I forget the name of it right now, but it's
King's Barnes.
King's Barnes, yeah. So at what point who goes, okay, we're going to go get him, or you leave him go and hope that he comes back?
Well, watching the Derby, I mean, gates open, it all changes. I mean, you have your plan and then the gates open. It changes, but that first stretch, I mean, is pretty hectic. Somebody will probably go. And right now, I mean, obviously not seeing who's in it, but there'll be somebody go.
Right. Yeah, we've got a comment here that I just wanted to touch on briefly from the man himself, Terry T.D. Houghton. Love you, Jareth, and I'm always rooting for you.
Oh, he's the best.
Yes. Much love and respect to both of these athletes and Deshaun and Scott, the other ones you mentioned. Yes. That is a world-class group of mentors there for sure.
So what else, we talk all about your riding career and stuff. When you do have time, what else do you do for fun?
Spend time with family.
I do. I just have to briefly tell the story because it was cracking me up. My mom, obviously close with Jareth, Stacy, the Raddicks, the whole family. And when I got back from Fairgrounds, I was telling her, I saw Jareth and Stacy. It was so great. And she's like, oh, that's cool. Like, how is everyone? I'm like, man, Jareth was just babysitting like all the children, like not just his own children, everyone's children. Like he just had them all. He's up there. He's got them like grabbing the beads. The rest of us are just having fun. Jareth had it all handled. And I said, I should have brought my 4 kids because he wouldn't have even noticed 4 more. He already had so many. So, yes, Jareth is an excellent babysitter. That's a good side hustle for you, Jareth. If racing doesn't work out, you got a second career there.
Yep. Yeah, that's fun. Mardi Gras. And I had like 4 or 5 kids. I had them all corralled.
Yeah, very talented. Oh, we got another comment here from Liz Calloway Gooch. Congratulations on getting your first Derby mount.
Thank you.
But what else, Jareth? Anything else besides just hanging out with the family and babysitting that you like to do in your free time? Not too much of it, I know. But...
Travel,
yeah. Me and my buddy Quincy Hamilton, we go mountain biking a lot.
Oh, nice.
But I haven't been. He retired, and so I haven't been able to do that in a couple of years. But maybe go to the movies.
You're picking up a hobby from several years ago. You're like, I used to have hobbies.
No, I loved mountain biking. It was a lot of fun. Kind of nerdy. I watched a lot of Marvel movies, a lot of the shows.
Nice. Very cool.
Deep dive into YouTube.
That'll keep you out of trouble. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, Willie broke his collarbone right before some big important races and had to take a few weeks off. So now's not the best time to go dirt bike riding. That's what he was doing when he broke that. So maybe after the Derby, right?
There we go, after the Derby.
And Willie says, really, I just know how he must be feeling on his first Derby mount. I know Jareth knows what's at stake, but nothing like it when you hear my old Kentucky home song on the track. He'll see what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question. Are you an emotional guy? Do you think it will hit you that way?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get pretty emotional.
You hide it well, though. Like, you just
Thanks.
have this calm exterior. Like, no one knows what's going on behind that. So
it's not like there'll be plenty of cameras or nothing. Nobody's gonna see
no, nobody will notice. Nobody will notice.
Yeah, you can totally forget about that day.
Just get dirt. It was just dirt.
Yeah. Put down your goggles, the dark ones.
Right. The dark ones go down. There you go.
Oh, we got another comment. Look at the Beulah Park crew is coming out today.
People.
Congratulations. Hi to everyone. Good job, Jamie. Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that. I'm just so excited we got Jareth on. I've been wanting to forever. So then I kept harassing him, and I was on Twitter like, Jareth, we've had all these other people on. Why can't we get you? And he was like, all right, I'll come on. So this is a big moment for me. I'm super excited.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah.
How important do you think it will be to, because actually it's funny last year, but how important do you think it will be to have a mount before the Derby, on Derby day?
Actually, it might be important just to see the crowd and the noise and just to be out there in that atmosphere. It's like none other. I've talked to a couple riders about it, and they say when you turn for home, it's just the wall of sound. And so being out there, getting the experience of it before the race will probably be pretty important.
I believe I had the story on FanDuel TV the other day, and Sonny Leone did not have a mount, and everybody didn't want any parts of the inside of the track, and that's why everybody was off the inside of the track, and there goes Sonny Leone up the inside of the track because he had no idea or really didn't care about it and ended up winning. That's why I asked. It might not matter.
No, that race is completely different. That's its own race. It really is. It doesn't usually follow the trends. It's just
first of all, you have triple the horses of a normal race. That
exactly.
Really throws things a little out, right?
Yeah, it's very different.
Got another comment here from Liz Calloway Gooch. I've been to 39 derbies, nothing like it. Absolutely. I know. I really wish I could be there to watch you in person, Jareth, but we are definitely cheering you on, Willie and I, and we hope all the best, and we can't wait to see Stacy's hat, girl. All right. Well, we're already at 30 minutes. So, Sean, you got anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. Glad to talk to him. Definitely good luck in the Derby. Whether my tickets will have it to Phil's or not, I'm sure he'll be included. But I'm going to wish you luck anyway. I probably won't bet him because you'll do better if I don't bet him. Trust me.
Don't weigh him down. That's what my dad always said. You cannot bet on the horse you want to win because you'll weigh them down. So maybe I should have bet him. Now I'm second guessing myself. Oh, betting is stressful. This is why I don't do it. But Jareth, we are so happy that you came on the show tonight. We are so excited for you. We will always be rooting you on here at HRT, and we can't wait to have you back on again sometime.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks.
And good luck. Oh, he's awesome, huh?
Yeah, definitely. And definitely, I'm sure when they show the story, because I'm sure somebody's going to get a hold of him.
Oh, yeah.
Tell more of the story.
They're definitely going to be doing a lot of stuff, a lot of press concerning Two Phils and Jareth Loveberry. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think Two Phils is going to be, 30 to 1 or 40 to 1.
Oh, no.
It's probably going to be 15 to 1.
I think even
between
less.
10 to 1 and 10 to 1 to 20 to 1, I'll say. Is what he'll go off at.
All right. Yeah. I'm leaning more towards 10 to 1, but we'll see. I'm no expert. We know that. I don't even bet, but
it's tough. It's a 20 horse field, and you already got 3 or 4 that's kind of separated themselves. So, yeah, there's a lot of value there.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, like I said, I just can't say enough nice things about Jareth as a human and as a rider. I'm so glad that he got the chance to prove his skill on the big stage, because we all saw it back in the little tracks that no one pays attention to. But as we have said on here many times, the little tracks does not necessarily mean less talent or less skill or less ability or less love for the horses. I mean, you have to love your job to be working at those little tracks where you don't make near as much. So happy to see someone do good from the School of Hard Knocks, Beulah Park. Jareth might be our most famous graduate.
There you go.
Awesome. All right. Well, what else have we got going on, Sean?
All right. So earlier today, Charles did well at Keeneland. He hit the early pick 5, the late pick 5. He had the winner on all his tickets, so he did really well with that. The guys will be back tomorrow. Yeah, the guys will be back tomorrow. I'm not sure. Sorry, but I don't know what track they're doing tomorrow. If they're doing Keeneland again, or I don't know what track they're doing tomorrow. But make sure you tune in at 12:30 Eastern. They'll give out winners wherever the track is. And then next week, Julie and I will be back. On Monday, we have jockey Tyler Hurd on. He's riding at Keeneland as well.
Yes.
And then Tuesday, Renee Diaz, another jockey. And then Wednesday, Julie will have an aftercare show with 3 or 4 people that deal with aftercare.
How exciting. Looking forward to all 3 of those, in particular the aftercare show, because we know I have a heart for off-track thoroughbreds, but those are all 3 going to be wonderful shows. Cannot wait to tune in myself. I'm just sad I don't get to tune in live and comment. I got to watch you guys like hours or days later. I'm like, I missed it. I really wanted to say something, but that's a nice thing. You can tune in later if you can't be here live.
You mean you're not watching us live while you're working?
No, my boss would not like that. Every once in a while, if it's like a guest that I brought on, like a long time ago when you guys had Electra on and I really, really wanted there, I was like sneaking in the back every 2 minutes and like signing into YouTube real quick. But no, as a rule, I cannot do that. So
the worst is when you try to do that kind of stuff at work, and we're not promoting that here. But the worst is you can do that when it's like a ball game or something where you don't need the audio, but something like this where you need the audio is kind of hard to do.
Yeah, you miss a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. Well, that brings us wire to wire tonight on Horse Center. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate all the love and the tons of comments. I literally got to half of them, but that's what you get when you have on a guest like Jareth, who's got a lot going on this year. Like I said, probably the most exciting 2023 out of anyone out there between the ups and the downs. So that's what happens. But we will have him on again, and we will finish up our questions and comments the next time we have him on the show. Everyone, please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, all the good things on all the social media. We are Horse Race, the number 2 day on basically every platform except YouTube. And that's it. We hope that we will see you in the
Winner's Circle.
Winner's Circle. Have a good night, everyone.